They say it is extremely difficult to grow a Let's Play channel on YouTube in the late 2010s. However, maybe the problem isn't so much that Let's Plays aren't cut out for the YouTube of the late 2010s. Maybe the problem is that the Let's Players just aren't thinking outside the box. What's up guys, Ace of Thorn here, and today I'd like to show you how I went from growing at a snail's pace to growing at a decent pace, primarily doing Let's Plays as the majority of my channel's content, and more importantly, I achieved this just by making one simple tweak to my channel, and the results were practically instantaneous. I'm currently in the middle of a second experiment, and if it gets just as much results as today's experiment got, I'll make another video about it as well, so if you'd like to see that video, hit that subscribe button to stay notified. Now before I continue, I want to preface this video with a warning. Your results may vary. Those results I promised in the title and thumbnail of this video, I got those results in part because I really am a good Let's Player. And I do not say that out of vanity either. I don't think I'm a good Let's Player, my fans think I'm a good Let's Player. To prove this, here are just a few comments from people who have seen my Let's Play content. As you can see, there are indeed plenty of people out there who find my Let's Play content funny, informative, and entertaining. If you do not have an equal amount of comments praising your Let's Play videos, you probably aren't going to get nearly as good results by implementing the tactic I'm about to discuss. Something to keep in mind as we move forward. Now, before we can discuss my tweak, we first need to understand, why exactly do Let's Play channels struggle? Some would argue that it's because Let's Plays are a dime a dozen, and nobody is interested in your entertainment value for its own sake. Part of that may be true. The Let's Play community does indeed have quite a bit of competition, more than nearly any other niche on YouTube. In fact, that's the very thing my aforementioned second experiment is designed to work around, but that's a different video for a different day. But there is actually another factor to it besides that. One of the most underappreciated factors that's holding a vast majority of Let's Play channels back is the simple fact that Let's Plays are serialized content, whereas the YouTube algorithm promotes each video independently of one another. Now, what exactly do I mean by serialized content? Well, when a series, such as a television show, is serialized, that means that every episode after the first one is a sequel to the last. The events of every previous episode in the series are behind the events of the current episode. So, for example, if there is a TV show that lasts for 3 seasons at 26 episodes each, and that show is serialized, then instead of it having a 2-parter episode, it would instead be one great big 78-parter. You have to see the whole series from episode 1 in order for any of it to make sense. Now, anybody who has even the faintest idea of how Let's Plays work knows that this fits the definition of a Let's Play to a T. If you see a thumbnail for a Let's Play video that you might be interested in, but it's actually part 47 in a Let's Play series, you probably aren't going to watch that video, at least not right away, because there's no reason for you to watch it yet. There's 46 other episodes that you need to see in order for episode 47 to make sense, so if you are interested in that Let's Play series, you're probably going to instead simply find the playlist for that Let's Play series, and then binge watch from episode 1 until you get all caught up. That, however, means that all videos after the first episode will have either low CTR, because the thumbnail may have gotten you to watch the series, but that specific impression did not result in a click in that one instance, hurting your CTR accordingly, or a low average view duration, since you probably clicked on the thumbnail just long enough to navigate to the playlist so you could watch it instead, therefore only seeing a few seconds of that video you actually clicked on, before immediately clicking away. Indeed, for those struggling Let's Players out there, if you check your analytics for each individual video, there is a 99% chance that part 1 of each of your Let's Play series will usually have the best analytics performance, that is, the highest CTR and the highest average view duration, over any other video in the series. Because for a serialized series like a Let's Play, that's the only episode that anybody can start watching and instantly be able to follow the action. All other videos are what I like to refer to as APO videos, which stands for After Part 1. The problem with that, however, is that the YouTube algorithm of the late 2010s promotes each of your videos independently of each other. Each of your videos must get high CTR and high average view duration in order to get a snowball effect. However, as I just demonstrated, a serialized series such as a Let's Play simply is not organically designed for such an algorithm. I mean, suppose for a minute that the average Let's Play series on your channel is 10 episodes long. This is an extremely generous estimate, as the vast majority of Let's Play series are far longer than that. This means that 90% of your videos are going to be APO videos, which means they either have a very small CTR or a very low average view duration, or perhaps both. When you look at it that way, you can start to understand how the YouTube algorithm would look at your YouTube channel as a whole and think to itself, well, 90% of this channel's videos are complete shit, according to the performance metrics I'm told to look at. So this entire channel, and by proxy every video on it, will get algorithmically demoted in favor of channels that can consistently pull high CTR and high average view duration more than just 10% of the time. When you look at it from that perspective, such a fate for your channel seems totally fair, doesn't it? Of course, that doesn't mean you're putting out shitty content, at least not necessarily. That just means that a serialized series just isn't organically cut out for the modern day YouTube algorithm. They were organically designed for the YouTube algorithm of the early 2010s. In that era, the YouTube algorithm focused almost exclusively on watch time alone, so binge sessions were generally seen as the ultimate steroid for a YouTube channel, giving a huge boost in algorithmic performance to channels that had frequent binge sessions. However, in the late 2010s, the YouTube algorithm focuses on CTR and average view duration in equal measure, which means Let's Plays are not organically suited to it. Unfortunately, we can expect no help from YouTube themselves to update the algorithm to accommodate Let's Plays. As far as the head honchos at YouTube are concerned, Let's Plays have had their moment in the sun, and it's time for some of the other niches to have a turn in the spotlight. That's why, as MatPat once pointed out, even the largest and most successful gaming channels will only ever be defined as mid-tier influencers in the eyes of Google. So if Let's Plays are to continue to survive and thrive on YouTube, we have to do it ourselves. Let's Plays have two options: adapt to the new YouTube algorithm or die out. And I personally am all for the former option if it is at all possible. So imagine if your APO videos somehow didn't actually show up in YouTube search results, the homepage, or the suggested videos feed. If you could keep your APO videos out of those feeds, then they wouldn't get the corresponding impressions. This means that they can't possibly get a low CTR, since they never got the impressions in the first place. You can't get an impression click-through rate if you don't get impressions. Then your APO videos would never bog down the rest of your channel, and therefore couldn't stunt your channel's algorithmic growth. If only there was a way to keep APO videos out of the home page, suggested videos, and search results, but still have them be visible in the playlist where binge watchers could see them. Oh wait. So how did I get around this little anomaly in the YouTube algorithm? Simple. I took the vast majority of my APO videos and I switched them from public to unlisted. This way, the APO videos were still in the playlist, so you could still see the whole Let's Play series if you came in late to the party, but only the first episode, the one that typically has the best algorithmic performance, is the only video that gets promoted in search results, suggested videos, or the home page. There are some exceptions, of course. I kept the most recent videos as public for each Let's Play series. That way, my existing fans would still be able to get the bell notification for the episode, as well as see the video in their subscription feed. Also, for those who wanted to follow the Let's Play series without subscribing, but instead wanted to periodically check the channel page for new episodes, would have a brief window when they could do that too. However, I would relegate the new APO videos to unlisted status after about 48 to 72 hours, so they wouldn't be able to compromise the analytics performance for my entire channel for very long. This means that none of my APO videos are factors in the channel's overall performance and presence to the YouTube algorithm. The algorithm instead just looks at all the remaining public videos, aka the only ones that are even eligible to be algorithmically promoted in the first place, and thinks to itself, well, this guy's videos consistently pull between 5 to 10% CTR and average view durations of several minutes long. Let's give this guy an algorithm boost. Of course, all of this sounds good on paper. Sure, it makes sense in theory when you couch it like that. But it's one thing to give a theory that sounds reasonable. It's quite another to put that theory into practice and have it actually garner the results you expect. Well, I wouldn't be making this video today if I didn't have the analytics reports to back up my claims. As the old saying goes, the numbers don't lie. So let's take a look at the analytics for my channel to see if my theory actually holds up to scrutiny. June 17th, 2019 was the day when I first implemented this change. Well, once I made the change, the results were almost instantaneous. June 16th, 2019 was the last day before the change was implemented. As you can see from this screenshot, I got a CTR that day of 2.6%. As you can see from this screenshot, I had an average view duration that day of 7 minutes and 22 seconds. Well, on June 18th, 2019, the first full day after the change was implemented, my analytics performance had practically doubled, with a CTR of 5.1%, an increase of more than 96%, and an average view duration of 17 minutes even, an improvement of more than 130%. Bear in mind that I'm using July 18th as the first day after the change was implemented, even though the change was implemented on July 17th, because July 17th was a hybrid day. Part of that day, namely morning and the first few hours of afternoon, still had APO videos that were public, while part of the day, late afternoon and evening, had the APO videos hidden from the algorithm. Back then, YouTube didn't give CTR or average view duration by the hour, so it was impossible for me to tell which part of that day was more successful. So July 18th is the first full day after the change was implemented. Deal with it. Now, right now, some of you are understandably wondering, will you be my boyfriend? While still others are thinking, yeah, so what? Anybody can get a spike in their analytics performance for one day. How do we know this was caused by your change and not just a fluke? And that is a fair question. However, remember that the change was implemented in June of 2019. Now take a look at the date this video actually went up. Clearly, I took my time to make this video, and the reason why I waited so long to do it is because I wanted to wait to see how things played out. I wanted to monitor my results for a little while to make sure my channel would be able to maintain these results consistently. And it did. May 20th, 2019 through June 16th, 2019 marked the 28 days before the change was implemented. As you can see from this screenshot, I got a 3.8% CTR for that 28-day period. However, for the dates of June 18th, 2019 through July 15th, 2019, the 28 days after the change was implemented, you can see that I got a 5.0% CTR for that time period. Not quite double the performance, but still a damn fine improvement if you ask me. As far as average view duration was concerned, you can see that on the 28 days before the change was implemented, I got an average view duration of 10 minutes 58 seconds. Hell, even without the change being implemented, that still seems damn impressive. But look at the average view duration for the 28 days after the change. 13 minutes and 2 seconds. Okay, a relatively modest improvement compared to the CTR improvement I got from the same time period, but considering that I was rocking a 10-minute plus average view duration even before the change, that's still damn impressive in my book. But what about the 90 days before and after? Well, for the dates of March 19th, 2019 through June 16th, 2019, the 90 days before the change, I got a 3.7% CTR. But for the dates of June 18th, 2019 through September 15th, 2019, the 90 days after the change, I got a CTR of 5.6%. For the 90 days before the change, I got an average view duration of 9 minutes and 31 seconds. But for the 90 days after the change, I got an average view duration of 9 minutes 25 seconds. Okay, for the first time this video, I have actually observed a drop in performance. However, it's only by a measly 6 seconds, and in fact, I think there's an extenuating circumstance. See, on the dates of August 15th and August 28th, I made and uploaded 2 videos. One where I defended Take-Two Interactive's actions when they sent a pair of quote-unquote hired goons, who were actually public investigators with a badge, to the house of YouTuber Supmato, and another expressing my contempt for Nathalie Longhead accusing Jeremy Soule of raping her with absolutely no evidence to back up her claim. Both of these videos were pretty short compared to the content I normally put on the channel, and thus literally couldn't have average view durations that blew other YouTube channels out of the water, even if everyone watched 100% of the video's length, and good luck achieving that. However, because they were about fairly recent and hot news topics, they actually got a shocking amount of views compared to how many views my videos normally get. To help illustrate this, here's a portion of the analytics page for each video. The blue lines represent how many views the videos have gotten. The gray areas represent how many views my videos usually get in that same time period. As you can see, these 2 videos left the rest of my channel completely in the dust. So considering that these videos, which were short and therefore would necessarily get a short average view duration, got so many views, I'm quite frankly surprised my entire channel for the 90 days after the change was as high as it was. In fact, I sat down and did the math. If you subtract the total views and watch minutes from both of those videos, the average view duration for the remainder of my channel for the 90 days after the change would have been 10 minutes and 57 seconds. So, were it not for these 2 short but highly successful videos, I still would have been able to boast a sizable improvement in performance thanks to the change of switching my APO videos to unlisted. So there it is in black and white. No matter whether you're looking at click-through rate or average view duration, whether you're looking at just 1 day before and after, 28 days or 90 days before and after, my decision to switch APO videos to unlisted has earned me improved analytics performance across the board, and there's no 2 ways about it. I'm currently doing another experiment. This one is looking to substantially increase my subscriber count doing Let's Plays. If the experiment is successful, I'll make another video explaining how I did it. If the experiment is successful, I should have the final results ready by the end of October 2019. So stay tuned if you'd like to see that video. In the meantime, however, I am Acer Thorn, and I will see you guys later.